It is your responsibility to find fault with me. It is mine to hear you out. But don't expect me to change. The task of modern man is not to find his inner self, but to create himself. When you have power and use it for destructive purpose, you don't deserve it. The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end. Real magic can never be made by offering someone else's liver. You must tear out your own and not expect to get it back. Never feel shame for trying and failing, for he who has never failed is he who has never tried. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. The tricky part about discovering our giftedness is that it may be in an area that feels unexpected. It takes sunshine and rain to make a rainbow. There would be no rainbows without sunshine and rain. It was amazing how it worked. The tiniest bit of truth made credible the greatest lies. I trust that everything happens for a reason, even if we are not wise enough to see it. You must let suffering speak if you want to hear the truth. We have to be honest about what we want and take risks rather than lie to ourselves and make excuses to stay in our comfort zone. Being born is like being kidnapped and then sold into slavery. Be not afraid of life. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. Sing your life. Any fool can think of words that rhyme. We all make choices, but in the end our choices make us. We cannot face up to what lies ahead without facing up to what lies within. We never know which lies we influence or when or why. It amazed me how quickly a lie loses its power in the face of truth. The bird of paradise alights only upon the hand that does not grasp. If you can convince people that freedom is injustice, they will then believe that slavery is freedom. You will never follow your own inner voice until you clear up the doubts in your mind. They might pay you to vote for them, but having a wrong government in place, you pay it with your life. Not every instance requires a response. Truth resides silently in the seat of power. We humans are more concerned with having than with being. Everyone who got to where they are had to begin where they were. I have always thought that all philosophical debates are ultimately between the partisans of structure and the partisans of goo. Happiness is something we reap from the seeds we sow. Plant misery seeds, and that is what you reap. Through synergy of intellect, artistry, and grace came into existence the blessing of a dancer. The power of empowerment can change the world, one person at a time. What we cannot bear removes us from life. What remains can be born. Small is the number of them that see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Follow your heart. You may go astray, but your life will find its direction somehow. Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better. Never mourn the loss of innocence, because it always brings the much greater gain of wisdom. Be like seeds. Do not see dirt thrown at you as your enemy, but as ground to grow. You must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. If the highest aim of a captain were to preserve his ship, he would keep it in port forever. Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed. I had a microscopic eye for the blemish, for the grain of ugliness which to me constituted the sole beauty of the object. Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, enthusiastically act upon will come to pass. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. Mankind is made of two kinds of people: wise people who know they're fools, and fools who think they are wise. If you've got the truth, you can demonstrate it. Talking doesn't prove it. My happiness is not the means to any end. It is the end. It is its own goal. It is its own purpose. Defeat may serve as well as victory to shake the soul and let the glory out. For those who know the value of an exquisite taste of solitary freedom, the act of leaving is the bravest and most beautiful of all. This isn't life in the fast lane, it's life in the oncoming traffic. Art is the act of triggering deep memories of what it means to be fully human. The mistakes I've made are dead to me, but I can't take back the things I never did. People often claim to hunger for truth, but seldom like the taste when it's served up. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Don't forget, a person's greatest emotional need is to feel appreciated. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. My life will be the best illustration of all my work. I wonder how many people don't get the one they want, but end up with the one they're supposed to be with. You may be good, but that doesn't make me bad. You may be intelligent, but that doesn't make me a fool. Those who understand history are condemned to watch other idiots repeat it. Even the smallest changes in our daily routine can create incredible ripple effects that expand our vision of what is possible. It's what's in yourself that makes you happy or unhappy. Be the leading light in your own life and break free from your socially constructed boxes to become better, bolder, and brighter. To learn something new, you need to try new things and not be afraid to be wrong. The smallest minority on earth is the individual. Those who deny individual rights cannot claim to be defenders of minorities. There is no greater sorrow than to recall happiness in times of misery. The world needs your unique path. Chart it fearlessly. You can't understand where someone's going unless you understand where they've been. Trust the story. The storyteller may dissemble and deceive. The story can't. The story can only ever be itself. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. A dead thing can go with the stream, but only a living thing can go against it. Embrace the truth that joy does not happen to us. It reflects our mindset and choices. To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work. The mind once enlightened cannot again become dark. Take your victories, whatever they may be, cherish them, use them, but don't settle for them. Truth is what your contemporaries let you get away with. Genius is measured not by static volume but by kinetic vision. Anything can be done, as long as you truly believe it. You know you made it when your friends tell their friends that you're their friend. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. The fossil record implies trial and error. The inability to anticipate the future features inconsistent with a great designer. Money gives you freedom. Freedom gives you happiness. As long as your ideas of what's possible are limited by what's actual, no other idea has a chance. Hold yourself back, or heal yourself back together. You decide. To be successful, you have to be out there. You have to hit the ground running. Take it moment by moment, and you will find that we are all, as I've said before, bugs in amber. If you do not believe you are disciplined, it is because you have not decided to become disciplined yet. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. It's always the ones who are the quietest who often have the greatest things to say. You often feel tired, not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in you. You have two choices: to conquer your fear or to let your fear conquer you. The most confused you will ever get is when you try to convince your heart and spirit of something your mind knows is a lie. Wanting him to come back before anyone notices part of the world has not moved since he left. Sometimes you need a little crisis to get your adrenaline flowing and help you realize your potential. I have never killed anybody, it is true, but it is because I lacked the courage or the time, not because I lacked the desire. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. Teachers are the one and only people who save nations. Sed nescio quomodo nihil tam absurd dici potest quod non dicator ob aliquo filis forum. Belief can be manipulated. Only knowledge is dangerous. We come spinning out of nothingness, scattering stars like dust. Be known for your kindness and sympathy, for a kind gesture can heal a wound that only compassion can heal.